The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
I'll go like...
That's not wrong move.
I can't even tell. I can tell.
Alright.
Welcome to the spoiler alert.
We're gonna spoil all over you. No. Alright. Tone. What do you guys think of the tone of this movie?
I don't know. I felt like the specific moments in which Black Panther was to have like a meaningful moment as like, what do you call it?
And I'm also thinking not even putting up a spoiler for you. We'll just do this fucking shit.
Maybe. If you feel like that one was really that bad, then whatever. It's fine.
I don't know, I'm just like, yeah. It's like,
You're tired.
It's like the movie we just saw. It's like,
Oh, it's not worth it? Whatever.
It's
Specific moments where he's already introduced as Black Panther. Like the part I was like, yo, there's some Dark Knight shit going on right here. Or some Batman shit.
What are you talking about?
The part where he's like, you can already tell it's obviously he's on a mission to retrieve something or somebody.
And the chick is like Alfred.
Where he's going after Claw,
well,
right?
Hold on, I don't mean like.
Oh
that.
no, he's going after.
No, he's going after
Lupita.
Yeah, and she reveals that. Yeah, get the characters. I don't know how to say it. I don't even know the names.
Mama
so, if I knew the name, I'd be able to say it.
Claw.
I would have been like,
Nakia.
Oh, okay.
Nakia.
Where she tells him like you blew the cover for the mission that I was on. You know,
Yeah,
it's like that
cool.
setting.
That was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I was like, oh shit, because what I wanted was I saw Black Panther. I'm like, I hope this is some type of dark tone character, because like in a way it's like, yo, you kind of like Batman, but I can see how you can mesh that within, you know, because I mean, it depends on like what scene specifically. You know?
For me, Batman would be it'd be cooler because he has to avoid bullets.
Well, yeah,
you can't just sit in a tree and stare at him for 20 minutes.
I know.
Just bouncing off.
The specific metal, what's it called? It's called
Vibranium.
Okay, I read about it before I saw the movie without any spoilers.
Which is a terrible name too. All right.
Well, yeah. What's the Wolverine one? You know the name of the Wolverine metal, right?
Plutonium?
No, man, that's not metal.
It's
the metal that Wolverine
that's killing him over time.
It poisons him. Yeah.
It's what he's made of, right?
Yeah.
Or became made
Well,
of.
again, I understand. Like, he can't get hit by a bullet. It's like cheating, whatever. But it's like, he can't get like hurt with a gun. Like he's getting hit point blank range. You're just like,
yeah.
It's like, why the fuck are you avoiding everybody?
I know.
Well, unless it was to divert attention, you know, from specific people, then it becomes like a frenzy fire instead of like one of those like Solid Snake games where he's like, you can't be seen, you can't get caught. Yeah, basically, or else he'll die. You know, it can't be like fucking like camouflage shit. You know?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, all right, well, he's trying to be all cool like Batman, but like he you know, those bullets don't do anything to him. So he could have literally just went right in the middle, like you said. Yeah. Before they deployed, they went out of their cars and be like, all right,
well, it's like
come at me, bro.
It's like the scene itself. It's like it screams, I'm being hidden. I'm gonna sneak attack, like take them out one by one. You know, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in the tree, he's hiding. Then one guy sees
you're talking about the tone of the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Not T'Challa, which is the guy being Black Panther, but actual Black Panther, the suit. When he should have a tone for itself.
Yes, when he's Black Panther, and when he's in a specific scene. So I'm not going to regulate it to one thing. Like if he's in like, let's say it's like a celebration type of thing, and he's wearing the suit, and you can make it like that. You know, there's certain like characters that can be like adaptable to anything, and it will fit. That depends on how you make that character and how you, I guess, portray and build it. But
I guess what you're trying to say is you couldn't see, like he was the same in and out of the mask. Is what you're saying?
Well, no, like it could be either way.
But you wanted him to be like different, like his Black Panther has to be like this way, and his regular person has to be this way outside.
Well,
the
what
suit.
I'm saying is,
I would disagree with that if that's your point.
What?
Is that your point?
That he has to be.
No, I didn't say that.
A certain way in the suit and a certain way.
I don't mean that. Not at all.
He's not Batman, right? He's not hiding himself. the whole fucking world knows he's a fucking.
Well, apparently he's supposed to be more badass than Batman, according to my friend.
He's supposed to be more powerful.
Yeah.
That's how fans
describe my friends.
He can fly though.
Well, that's what I mean. With that specific scene, it gave me like it was right in the beginning. I'm like, okay, that might be a comment, even though I know it's Marvel and they're not going to show anyone's titty or anything. You know, I'm just saying, like that's the type of movie. Even if it was like PG-13, it's not going to be rated R. I wish it would be rated R. I'd be very interested. Like a Daredevil movie, it's like I remember when that came out, it was rated R. But nonetheless, with that tone, it's almost set the pace for like as far as me imagining what the pace might be in the tone and the storytelling and whatnot.
I thought I was watching James Bond. Not gonna lie.
But,
I thought it would set the tone for.
Well, I mean,
sort of like Batman Begins, or was it Begins? The one where they say like, "You with the mask on" is the real you. Rachel's talking about.
That was in the end.
Okay. So, I thought it'd be like that type of thing with him and the girl he loves.
Well, I mean, yeah.
She's like, this is more of the real you type thing.
Yeah.
Which is why she's on a secret undercover mission type shit.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why her character didn't really give us that kind of tone is because their culture, like how they were always supposed to be a certain way based off their culture. It's kind of like a religious to them.
I don't think that's
so that's how I perceived it. Like their kind of relationship, I perceived it as more like laid back around other people, like not giving easy signs that they're like intimate or whatever. Like they wanted to keep stuff secret. But then over time, when I saw the movie, I was like, oh no, it's not that.
I think
PG.
I think her motive was something different than him.
Yeah.
She wanted to do the quote unquote little thing.
This is what I read. She from what like as far as like a backstory, his origin, he wanted. Hold on. He wanted like. I'm going into the movie.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
You remember where it is, right?
Yeah, in your room. Okay.
Not in a room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. It basically explained how Panther wanted revenge for whoever's death. And from what I originally thought, what do you call it? His dad gets killed by somebody, he wanted revenge. Black Panther. Versus the love interest, what's her name?
Nakia.
Okay. Where her, what do you call it? Her goals were different and were not towards revenge. It was more towards like the greater good. So that's what I was expecting somewhat. But it's weird, man. It's like it gave you hints of it, but it didn't deliver as far as like as she's saying to him, and like in the specific scenes where it singled out him and her, like what type of king you want to be, or what's right or what's good, and he even says it like because it's the right thing to do, you know. Yeah, I'm not giving too much because I want to keep this at a, you know.
As far as tone goes, I would say black people have their first superhero. He's officially a legit superhero. Now, for me, the problem is he doesn't fit the tone of something that's beyond a superhero, like a Batman and Dark Knight.
That expands beyond the story, right?
You're supposed to. This is something you should see in the beginning. Although it could come later on, but his first solo movie, I should see that, like, oh, there's something different about this character. If you take Captain America, and switch roles with Black Panther.
Didn't find it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yep, I did.
Alright, I'll start over.
Alright, switching roles. Captain America and Black Panther.
I'll start over.
Okay.
Alright. The tone for this movie. Oh yeah, I said
Well, I didn't like how the Black Panther is complete. Like, alright, we have to keep ourselves enclosed. We have to think about our tribe. And then his girlfriend was just like, that's what I have to do. That's why I have to do all these missions because we have all this power. We have all this thing. We have to help. And then all of a sudden, just because his cousin comes back in his life and kicks his ass, then he's like, you know what? Maybe we should share our shit.
I think that's movie magic, as in they understand. I think they were working with a story to where Wakanda is isolated from everyone else, right? Is that like the correct origin? And then they need to explain why there's poor black people and poor people around the entire globe, while there's super high societies hidden from everyone else.
They get hints. I was like,
so I think that's the story. That's movie magic.
When they gave those hints, I was like, no one's like, ooh, I was like nothing, really? I remember when they said it, I ignored. I'm like, nothing, no oohing and on, nothing, really.
All right, back to the tone.
Of the characters in the movie.
Of the movie. Well, we can go into.
I don't know if we're breaking down characters or what.
No, the tone of the movie. Like now, it's like spoilers.
I would say we have our first black hero on screen.
Yeah.
The first time ever.
Established as a. Yeah.
Who's an actual hero. Now
He's
the problem is.
He's a likable hero.
No, he's straight up a hero.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had that. We've had like Blade, who's like a murderer.
Like an assassin kind of thing.
A murderer of anyone, or doesn't care.
Listen, man.
Doesn't care about, protecting good people.
He could have a drone, right? And he's a murderer. I'm just saying.
Well, there's the guy that's the gatekeeper in Thor.
He's not really a superhero, right?
All right, what's her name? The lady soldier with the bald head, shaved head, I mean, with the tribal.
She plays in Walking Dead, if that helps.
Well, yeah, that's it.
That's her. Okoye.
Okay, her character is supposed to be somewhat of not really a hero because it's revealed later. No, it is.
But those are side characters.
Hold on.
I liked her as a side character. She kind of kept.
But they're not superheroes.
I understand. She's a fucking murderer too, right?
She was like the James Bond. She was the James Bond of the movie, basically.
It's different. Yeah. Or like, if there's like a baby crying on the sidewalk, Blade will be like, "Not my problem," and go do his business. Like Black Panther would step in and save the baby.
Jeez.
Like Spider-Man.
Like a superhero would. That's why he's actually a superhero.
A true superhero. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Truly a superhero.
All right.
What he's missing is that what I would call a champion aspect, which I was partially expecting that. When I was talking to you about the trailers, when we did the live stream of the halftime college championship trailer. Yeah. I was like, oh, you got to watch the first trailer. They sequence things in a way to like splits the main character apart.
Yeah.
Like, oh, a man, a king, and a Black Panther. That's like three aspects of one.
I remember like the specific moment where he was kind of like, what do you call it, in the land of like, what do you call it? He sees like the past kings before him.
Yeah, that's the scene where the Panthers are in the trees.
Yeah,
and he's
I thought
walking
that
up
was
to
going to be more of something else. Yeah. And you know what I got?
They failed that shit.
Yeah,
that was a failure.
That was miserable.
That could have been like, I'm not going to say a focal point because
it was supposed to be. That's what I meant. Remember how I said? Remember I said the pacing? Like that's what I meant by one of the things where I was upset with the pacing.
Well, no, I thought that was slowed down.
I thought the pacing was fine. He slowed down. He stopped. He talked to his father, or the spirit of his father. He gets to see all the other Black Panthers, but
nothing.
The dialogue wasn't hitting for me there.
Nothing. Nothing was big. It was just, I missed you. Stand up, you're a king.
It's like, okay.
And then it was just
like, what made you a king?
What is wrong, my son? What is a king? What is that?
Like what did he do? He at the very beginning they're explaining how the first Black Panther came about or whatever, right?
Yeah.
What did he do to get the power?
Did he
drink some of that shit or whatever?
He drank something, or he consumed.
He consumed one of those plants or something.
Plants or fruits. It's like a heart-shaped thing, or something.
Yeah.
And I thought that was gonna have a greater meaning too. You know?
It didn't.
Like if they're gonna call it, imagine this. Let's say it was like a leaf or whatever the fuck, or like a vegetable. Call it the vegetable of life, or of like or of champions. It's like, yo, what the fuck? That's awesome. But no, it's just good. Here you go.
Yeah, I would have liked it. I would have liked it if the other guy that beat the regular Black Panther, like if he like gave it to him, and his body rejected it because, like the fruit. Like I'm just rolling me. Like you know how the ancestors, ancestors have to like accept you, like to be the new Black Panther. Like I think that it could have been a lot deeper than just like, oh, all the tribes are here, now you have to win this match. I think it would have been cooler if like his body would have. He thought he was going to get the powers, but then it's like, you're not royal. You're not from royal bloodline, or like.
I would like that if they didn't explain it. This is not magic.
Like you're not pure. Technology. Like you're not pure enough to be king. You can't have these powers, and then it just.
He didn't meet the other Panthers, right? Huh? But he didn't meet the other Panthers.
The other kings were the Panthers.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
His vision was him in his apartment with his dad.
Yeah, so if he went to the spirit, so if he went to the spirit world and met all those kings and got their approval, then he's like pure of heart. Like it would have been a test for him to get the powers of the Black Panther.
I think it was already like I'm just saying it was already established that if that were the case, it would have been like a immediate like no.
I do like that idea, but they straight up went with it's not magic, it's technology.
But
they went up with that, so. Yeah. They did the
that's why
thing with fucking Star Wars. Oh, it's in your DNA. Now you're Jedi. You're Jedi.
Yeah, the bloodline thing. That's what I would have liked.
Well, I was upset. Hold on, before I forget, please. It's just like how they had the whole, all the tribes there, and everybody's like happy and they're prepared for this day. Everybody's preparing for this day, and then that can just go away just like that, and like everybody just throws all their morals out the window, just because this guy is from the bloodline of the uncle. Like,
there's a lot of
how do you?
There's a lot of morally illogical things that happen.
Morally illogic. That's it.
It was fucking when Killmonger took over Wakanda, and then he's sending ships out to ship weapons around the world and shit.
Well, there's reasons behind it, right?
Yeah, but why did Black Panther just accept the challenge right away? Like, didn't he have something better to do? Like, he could have like waited.
Well, this is what
my problem was because I didn't finish. My problem was when
sorry.
When they got back and they infiltrated the fucking shit, they started shooting down those fucking and blowing them up. Like, weren't you guys on the same team not too long ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't know them personally, you just aren't like family and relatives and shit.
Morals.
Blowing up their ships.
Yeah, Chris didn't die.
Why aren't you like trying to like knock the?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, did you love it? How like the sister, it was like, yeah, you just have to shoot them down. Like, wait, so these people don't mean anything to you?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, there's only one left.
Yeah.
And then he like, all right, the mission's finished. She didn't have any remorse. She was just like, oh, good, now get out of there.
Like this, it's like end credit scene, whatever the fuck. Shows like a celebration or like peace. It's like she's serving like drinks. Where's Philip? You shot his ass down. Oh, so,
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying that's what like she's like, just shoot them down. No, don't disable them. No.
Yeah, like
kill them. Shoot them down.
Like they should have like a blueprint. Like, all right, if you shoot this, then it'll shut down.
Yeah,
like they'll be okay.
Or just send them the message that T'Challa's still alive.
Yeah,
so that their fight isn't really over.
Or like Black Panther just straight up kills that one ship. It's like, you're supposed to be the hero. What the fuck? One little like Batman.
Also, I didn't like
Ben Affleck on me.
Yeah, like why did all the women all of a sudden decide to be on the side of the Black Panther? Like, does he get all the bitches? I don't know him from the comics, but
those are his guards, man.
Those are his guards.
They're trained.
So why do all the guys don't have any say, like any moral, like, you know what, this is our king. Why don't we
He was already against him because.
But no, I don't care about that guy. I meant like the soldiers that follow that guy. Well, because he was
there. He's their main leader.
Hold on, look at the guy.
But there's a king that died that had them as his army for a long time. So why not that? And that's the son of the guy that they served.
The guy who killed that guy's father. Killmonger brought him there, Claw.
Yeah.
So that's why they stayed loyal to him.
Yeah, and those were
not out of any of those guys.
And Black Panther promised him that he'd bring Claw back.
Yeah, he didn't.
And he didn't. So that's why he sort of turned on
either you kill him or you bring him back. He didn't do either.
I understand the leader, his viewpoint, but I meant like the people following that leader Like, oh, they don't have any morals. Like, they don't have any remorse. Like, oh, that's the king. Like,
They're more like soldiers, right? Just like they follow Okoye, right? She's the general.
Yeah.
That's why when she said, "We're fighting this guy now," they all fell in line.
Feminism. That was fun. Yeah, I would agree. The tone. We're still talking about the tone, right? Okay.
Too much comedy. Too much Marvel.
dry comedy, though. Dry.
Sure.
Very dry.
I mean.
There's some funny parts.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like the
The
moments.
girl goes through with the car.
Yeah.
She only has the wheel
I
up.
was like,
Then
there's the. Here's the cheat. No one laughed at this. I might be the only guy to laugh at this in the whole fucking theater. I see the white guy with the fucking ski mask like a terrorist running around. That shit was funny. I was like, no. I was like,
That wasn't meant to be funny though.
no.
I don't think it was.
They gave him it. He just looked at it like this. Then you see him running around like, it's like, what are they saying? CIA guy looking like a terrorist. What's up? What?
Yeah.
What? They gonna take this down now? This video? Whatever. Anyway, it didn't match like overall. From the beginning, it gave me a snippet of what to expect in a way. But even that, it's like, no, not even, man. Now you're just standing in front of a guy shooting at you point blank like you're Superman. You know? And then
Yeah, in this movie, you can't even tell. Like, he could have just been a black Superman for all we know. Bullets don't kill him.
Well,
trains don't kill him.
I mean,
nothing stops him.
whatever's happening.
He could fall from like 1,000,000 feet. He'd be all right. So
I wouldn't have a problem with that if the tone matched it, you know, and it didn't. Even throughout the scenes, like the battle scenes when he, or not even that. I'm going like the parts where they really slowed it down, and it was time to absorb what was happening, what was being given to me as far as storytelling. The part where he went to like the ancestor world or whatever the fuck it was, it looked amazing, and I got nothing. The part
I think the tone was on point. The storytelling was shitty. What is that?
it's what I mean by tone.
Feel sad about your dad.
Let me describe it this way.
Dad tells you it's okay.
There's the external tone of what I'm seeing, and then there's the content and the tone of the characters itself. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean by they don't match. Then there's the parts where they don't say anything. It's just them.
I would throw that in storytelling, but it's up to you.
I wouldn't. I think they meshed a little bit too much.
My biggest problem with the tone was the villain character.
which one? There's two of them.
Both of
The
them.
main character, the main villain. That
Well, he said one. That's why I just had to clarify.
This Killmonger should have been like a self-trained
Assassin.
fucking just thinking about revenge, like this savage motherfucker that rises up and challenges T'Challa for the crown. Instead, he's some fucking Navy SEAL, CIA,
Iraq War.
DEFCON 1 fucking agent. He's training like this. I don't like him.
Every time he shows up, there's that trap beat is playing.
He should have been in a small room just consuming vengeance as his fuel, consuming it. Every little fucking push up or whatever, every training session.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even
You
feel
learn-
like any hate coming off
You
of
should
his
learn how to
scenes.
fight by just challenging dudes in the street. Like, yo, what's up? No, maybe not that. Maybe not that. Actually challenging bad guys, like robbers and shit like that, that'll do sneaky tricks to try to beat you. He's like, he picks up on it and learns shit. Becomes sort of like a
Well, even when he,
sort of like the king of an underground.
even like even
Yeah,
when
Yeah, I would see
The
that.
upper level king and the underground king sort of meet at some
Well, that's what I thought they were going with when he said that the other, like, remember he said, like, oh, we just have to ship this to, like, these other points where I already know, that I already established
It
they're
was-
going to be helping.
What he was talking about was basically like a CIA plan.
Yeah, but,
It's
like,
basically, let's give weapons to the rebels and then
that's what I was like.
we'll take
oh,
over.
like a government thing. Like,
Yeah, it seemed like a government tactics
It's what
rather
they do.
than
You-
a fucking
it's what he
savage
said.
who's pissed off about
Exactly.
the world.
That's what he said. He's like, we're
That's how you redeem
we
him.
have agents and spies or people around every location,
yeah, I remember
and we'll
him saying
supply them, and then they'll take. I'm like, yo, cool.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just,
We'll what's it called? The destabilizing, right? We'll take out the regime and then we'll set up a like, you know.
Why did he keep talking about like his ancestors or like everybody came from the same spot? Like, why did they have to keep doing that?
What do you mean?
You don't. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well,
You mentioned it like 5 times.
You're saying it kind of broad, meaning it's kind of like too. It's like if I were to say the movie was
Be more
good.
specific.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't matter like what scene it was, like when his dying scene, or like when he was taken over scene, or his reason for giving shit to the other people scene. He wants to bring up.
He's saying like how like,
you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't need to.
It's like they were suffering.
Well, he has
his people. You know.
I think he's placing himself in the hero or victim role, which is what, you know, I would say a typical villain might be.
Well, that's borderline villain anti.
Or either you guys,
well, that's why
the right way. I'll lead you there. Or
well, that's why I didn't love
the world
it.
does this to me. I'm coming back this way.
I didn't love it.
But he should be.
You should be the straight up villain. There should be
Be
so
individualized where it's like you don't trust anybody. He wouldn't be working with some quality or anything.
He would have just straight up.
Maybe he's an ends to a means to an end.
Well, he did shoot him.
He did have him there as like a means to an end, but
how?
I need to see more of an individual, more stoic. Give him a fucking stutter or something. Something to where it's like he's just consuming hate and vengeance that builds him up to be this super fucking monster.
Alright, so now...
And in his dying moments, he has his redemption to where he puts a question to Black Panther that Black Panther did not consider before.
Well, even if...
Like,
you just...
Wait.
Even just let him die.
Well,
just like,
doing all this to
what we got,
hide ourselves, but the world is suffering.
It wasn't necessarily a redemption moment. It was more of like a big question mark. Even if it wasn't the one I wanted. You know what I mean? I'm
not saying what wasn't a movie. I'm saying what I believe should have been.
Okay. I'm saying I wouldn't have a problem with it if everything else surrounding and what followed after that fitted it. You know? Would I like the redemption moment? I'm used to that and I like that. Because I feel like it's more, it's better. But...
Yeah, they gave us a redemption.
That's debatable. I'm not saying it's not, but...
We can save you. No. Or whatever. What is that?
He said, "I'd rather
die
than being a prisoner or something." Like, I don't understand
Think
that.
about our ancestors.
You don't understand that?
So look at the ocean and see your ancestors.
No, I don't understand why this guy
Ancestors.
would want to just like not want to cling to life and let them bring you back and then make up another plan to come over, take over the throne again or something.
It's because they redeemed him. They made him not a bad character. They made him more of a revolutionary type character. Who's too much on the violent side.
Would you compare it to
It's too much us against them type.
I'm not going to compare him to this guy. What's his name?
Shake or
yeah.
I would say
Is he like that?
I would say they try to make him out to be an early Malcolm X.
Okay.
He was
Well, Malcolm X
cops won't protect us.
Malcolm X wasn't
We'll
that
bring up
fucking like he didn't like
early
ruthless.
days. He's ready to
Straight up ruthless.
He's ready to separate from them. White people separate.
Okay,
them
no,
completely.
I know that, but he didn't like fucking shoot people straight up like boom. No.
Well, they did that to make him a villain in this movie. Otherwise,
Alright,
kind of like,
understand.
yeah, I'm with him.
Understand?
I'm down with that.
Yeah. I looked at like earlier stuff. I was like, jeez. Or even like Ali. I was like, dude, what? like nonetheless.
All right, how about the commander of the army? Like, how can he just talk to Black Panther like, you know, if you wanted to like make a difference and go out in the world, you know, I would go out and do it with you, brother. And like they had
The CIA guy?
What? No, I'm not talking about CIA. The guy in charge of the army, Chris.
Get out? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, well, you know how he had that one scene with Black Panther? And, like, it was right around the scene where Black Panther is king, and, like, the father's like, you know, surround yourself with people you can trust. So it's like, all right, well, this guy already established that once Black Panther wants to go out in the world or do some shit, or go out and get the guy that killed that guy's parents or two, like, he'll go out and do it in a heartbeat. Boom.
That's they're trying to.
But then when the other guy takes over, he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever you want, sure, I'll go out and do it too."
He brought back
but like the idea where they're again with the circle, when there's the circle and they all have to talk and like, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? Instead of using any logic, or he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm alright on board. Yeah, you know what?
They try to give you an idea of his loyalty to him. Then they give you a reason why he wanted to do that in the first place. How it's swaying his opinion. What do you call it? What what his thoughts already were, but we don't know that already. But now we know what he was really thinking and his feelings towards more going out and conquering lands rather than helping. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. So
Anyway,
the
he's
mask
talking-
was
he's
lifted.
Yeah, he's talking about the scene in which they're all sitting down, in that room, and he's sitting on a chair, and he gets
Yeah.
up and he's like, "Let's go." Like, if you do that, I'll go with you.
Okay.
That's like, you're the king, you're my guy.
Okay.
But that doesn't make any logical sense.
It
Like,
does,
no,
but
it does not.
it
Like
does.
all of a sudden, your king is this crazy guy that just wants to take over the world, and you don't have any second thoughts. I don't care if you're just all you're
because of-
thinking about is war all your life, but they're congregated. They don't even go outside their own world, like in their whole bubble.
It's because of their tradition and shit. Right? They
But
just follow the king.
Yeah, but it does make sense. It may not be good, but it does make sense.
And I don't think anyone's forced to be there, really.
Right.
No, it's a
Yeah, like
choice.
Wait, so there's no remorse for the other king, who's the son of the king that took care of him for a long time, for like 50 years.
well, they thought he was
And
dead.
all of a sudden, the other king pops out of nowhere, and there's no remorse.
I'm just gonna. I think we should start over.
Why?
Why?
I think it's too. I don't even know where we're at.
I'm just going
I
over the
know.
character, the tone of the character for.
No,
The
I just
commander of the
understand.
army.
I just don't know where we were supposed to go.
Well, you sort of went off and just describing a character as opposed to tone, which is more of how, I don't know, how I should have felt seeing this character. But no problems with that.
No, I'm not saying that that's a problem. I just didn't know. I thought we all went off somewhere.
I don't know. I felt like I was on point.
All right.
My biggest beef with the tone was Killmonger. And I went off in detail of why
Oh, I think it's him, man.
points of tone being off.
It's him and it's fucking Black Panther too, man. It's like
No, they could. Well,
it's mostly Killmonger.
if you bring the tone up with your villain, your hero has no choice but to be above him.
Alright, so we might as well talk about the other villain then. The tone of that villain. The one that laughed a lot, whatever.
I'm not even gonna mention Claw. It's just
No, he's mostly a side character.
he's just a meth head.
method. Oh yeah, what you said earlier. How the fuck do you trust a guy with a tattoo who look like Bam Bam Bigelow? Like, what's going on? Are you serious? You just let that dude walk, like, yo, you look like you sell some guns and some meth outside on the street.
Oh, you're talking about the China girl that let people in?
No, man, I'm talking about Claw.
No,
Yeah.
But you're talking about the scene where he got in,
No,
and
no,
the
no.
Chinese lady let
I'm
him
talking
in.
about the museum.
Yeah, they ambulance.
Oh, the ambulance corps. Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
like, what? It's like you just let this guy in.
You thought this guy was on the EMT?
I'm not saying
like,
profile.
Really?
I'm not saying profile. But I'm like, yo. And the guy's like black and he has a hoodie on, but just keep it.
I don't think you're allowed to have exposed tattoos as an ambulance
No.
personnel.
I'm pretty sure
No,
you're not.
it's like a business dude. You have to have sleeves. You're a police officer and you have tats. You gotta have sleeves and shit, even if it's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
That's just the way they do it. I wouldn't really care.
Well, you can't, arrest gang members, and you have something that looks like, that could even look
Obviously,
like a gang.
obviously. But in a perfect world,
Oh, who would care? There wouldn't be police, would there?
no.
Alright, so that's the tone.
All right, pacing. It was hit and miss for me. There were some good points. Like you said, when we first see him in like the spirit thing with the other Panthers,
We just call it the spirit
they
world.
slowed it down.
Yeah, it was good.
Near the end, when the final like battle scene
Sunset.
with Killmonger and Black Panther, it slowed down. Even the train
Yeah.
rides between them, and even the train
Yeah, it was longer
drives
duration.
by
Yeah.
just so they can have that little dialogue.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree.
I
with
wish I had more of that. That would have been great.
I liked what I heard, but
there were certain parts that were rushed,
oh yeah,
like him fucking falling off a cliff, and oh, we lost our king. Oh, here he is. Let's give him this shit, thaw him out.
yeah.
All right, he's back at it.
It's like
Go back to the battlefield.
Kick him out to that, he'll die.
He's supposed to have some intense whatever his original vision was,
Yeah,
where he was he won that little one-on-one fight and they
Yeah.
gave him the shit.
yeah.
the second one where he's like coming from death, he's in cold. He's in like a symbol of like a winter type cycle where it's desolate. You're by yourself. It's freezing cold. He's supposed to go through a way deeper, more intense vision or whatever he sees.
I thought it was like similar, like more geared towards symbolism, where he falls into the water a certain way, right? And he
that's what I mean.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He falls in the water a certain way, and like, if you want to call it the resurrection of the character, it's in a certain way instead of just.
It's supposed to be the sun going through the winter cycle.
Yeah. Oh, he's just lying there. Sunset, sunrise. No, it's not sunrise. It's the sun. Sunset, night.
Yeah.
Sunrise. You know what I'm saying? Like a cycle. I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's just. Oh, he's right there.
So we found him.
You know what that
Fisherman
felt
found
like?
him.
That's what it felt like. It felt like Batman or Superman. It's his mother. That's what it felt like.
Even that one you had.
It's like, damn, that was quick.
Even the mention of a fisherman could have been something but
They have the same name.
Exactly.
I don't expect all symbolism to be like
Exactly.
Whatever Christianity.
No. It's something that's used a lot.
It's just
No,
a
what he
certain
means,
type of cycle.
He means going from Black Panther, like, oh, we have to keep our culture to we can't share it. And all of a sudden you're revived, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can share it. We should help other people, the world. I think that's...
I don't know that's what he means.
No, you.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I think. Like, if he got revived, like, and he had a vision, he's like, you know what? My dad was wrong. How he finally was able to speak up to his own dad and say, like, how could you do that? That was wrong. And all of a sudden,
I think that was already given, right? They already gave that to us. I wanted something else.
So.
The conversation
Finally
with his dad?
Finally, he said.
Well, let me clarify. That's not what I wanted. That vision is not what I wanted, but
it's not what you wanted. Was what you said as far
as
him
saying that.
Hold on.
Him saying, "Dad, you're wrong," is like saying.
Well, him saying
the way
finally.
you're doing this,
Him
keeping
saying
us
finally.
And all that shit.
Him saying finally being able to do it as if it was like a past thing. Not really, because his vision of his dad was like this perfect, pure king that did everything right in a certain way. Yeah. And he realized when the curtains were pulled, and he saw it really happened, and his whole view on things kind of came to a boiling point where it was just, oh no, this is wrong. This is what should be. As far as expanding upon ideas and sharing things with the world.
Yeah. All the. I guess I'll get into that with storytelling, but all the visions, I think where they went with was off. Just all of it was just personal to the character. You need those scenes where
generalized.
No, they're personal to the character.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, I see my dad. Oh, you see your dad. I see my dad. It should be more of a, it should almost be like.
Trick off life.
It should almost be like they're talking to the audience. Like the character's looking off into the distance but says something, but it's saying something to the audience, whether the audience realizes it.
Okay, I get it. All right.
That type of shit. But that didn't happen to me.
Not even a little bit?
Oh, like, and he can hear the voice of his dad, but he's like looking at us. He's looking at us.
There were some things where we're talking to the audience, but it's more about racial matters. Not as much about existential matters.
Yeah, like a lot of racial stuff. Like, why?
Okay. What's your opinion on the...
I understand why
even though it is the father, like, you're my dad, and you're my son.
They did less than I thought they would.
I thought they did it as much as I thought they would, because...
They did it less than I thought. I was expecting.
I wasn't...
If you ever just watch ESPN for a day and tell me how much they...
I've dabbled,
You mean that one guy that doesn't care about, like, what he has to say?
Oh.
No, I mean, how much, like... typical social issues.
Oh yeah, okay.
ESPN running
you thought
24/7.
You thought that was me rampant?
I thought it'd be
like.
I thought it'd be in there a lot more than.
Okay. I mean,
but there wasn't really that much.
When he says, as far as it's not the right thing to do.
Which part?
What Black Panther said is that when it was that realization moment, like kind of this breaking point as far as.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not right, and I'm going back.
Okay, that went outside of personal, but for the most part.
Well, I asked you if it like nothing. That's what I meant. But again, since I'm highlighting that point, you can obviously tell that. That's
other than the racial things.
Yeah.
That was a racial thing.
All right. Was it?
Or racial, culturally, yeah.
That was more of like a helping other people type of thing, not really racial.
How? Let's stand in front of the UN, and give a nice speech, and who does that? Politicians. So I don't think they were really
I don't think that was racial at one point I'm talking about.
I think it's racially, culturally, yes.
There's plenty of black people hurt all over the world. Let's help them out.
Well, notice he didn't say, in that moment, he didn't say black people.
But I think they were leaning towards that.
Maybe.
Yeah, they were. They said it like over 10 times.
So I bought this building,
In the middle of fucking
I'm
Oakland.
not talking about that. I'm talking about that one point. I'm not saying what it generally means as far as the events happening before and after.
Like his girlfriend's helping out black girls.
Hold on.
And like the main villain wants to help out guys from his race. Like
the point where he
so
finally,
they said those things.
The point where he is telling his, it's like it's time for you to join us because he's dead, and he says no, and he asks him why did you do that to he basically said you're wrong, and it's not right.
Yeah.
And I have to go back.
Well, basically because of our own fucked up culture, like I could already tell what they're like doing. I was hoping they would bring it to like where it's like mixed cultures and helping other people.
Well, yeah.
But
What I'm saying is I don't believe that was racial,
I don't know.
and I don't believe that moment that I'm talking about. I don't, and I believe that even if it wasn't as successful as I thought it would be or hoped it would be, I believe that was one of the things that would speak into the audience in a way.
Get
Do you
out!
know what I'm talking
I
about?
agree with you, but I think it's racially.
I don't know.
I think it's a way. It's saying
I
to accept.
I have to watch it again.
Accept the killmongers of the world in a way. Not the killer violent guy, but the people who are in that type of situation and accept them in because it's the right thing to do.
I didn't see that.
That's what he did though, right?
I'm not talking about what he did, I'm talking about that moment. I can say something and then the end result can be completely different, but that moment, as far as the
Okay,
message...
you gotta explain it because I'm not getting it. Explain this.
Alright. Let's say, okay, that moment when they're trying to bring him back, when he's in the snow, it certainly looked like a mummy and shit, where he's just like this,
Yeah.
and he's being preserved. Meaning he's almost in some type of purgatory state. He's not dead, he's not alive, he's in that plane where...
A coma.
Well, yeah, purgatory is a choice. He can either join his other ancestors, other Panthers, or he can, I don't want to say ascend, that's like dying, but...
You mean like red pill, white pill? Like here, choose?
Not really.
You could say ascend.
Well,
Morally
go
ascend.
back to the living world, rather than, like the spiritual other world. Kind of like staying there.
Okay.
And in that moment, he questioned his dad, the former king, former Panther. Why did this happen? He gave an explanation. As far as why what specifically happened was his reasoning for killing it. What was his uncle, right? His uncle.
Yeah.
And his reasons behind it were he was selling whatever the metals, And then you find out the reason why the uncle was doing it, even if it was somewhat flawed. Like both characters are wrong. But him saying that you are wrong, I don't see that. It's a really racial thing. I think that's just kind of like a people thing, as far as like this isn't right. No, not people thing. This isn't right as far as morals. This isn't a good thing to do.
I'd have to see that again because it sounds more of a morals based on the world they're already in, based on the movie world that they're in. Unless it's saying something about the world.
It might have. That's why I'm not singling out like a select group of people.
Well, what would that mean? Giving vibranium out, like dealing it out or whatever, to help people.
Yeah.
What would that mean in our world? Because that would have to be a symbol then, right? If he's saying something to the audience about the world, what would that be?
Would that be a sense of trust? Because either or, it could be used for
Weapons or.
Well, yeah.
Or be used for a bunch of stuff.
Look, they cured guy basically was fucked up in the spine. The CIA agent. They almost implied that he won't be able to walk, and they gave him that little what's it called, vibranium.
So you're saying it represents wealth, in a way, or maybe freedom.
So I'm gonna say it represents something that can do. It can do like astronomical amounts of good, but just like anything else, it can do like substantial damage and horrible things.
Okay.
So the king was example was, as far as what I saw, I'm pretty sure is what I saw. Was his reason behind it was, what do you call it? I'm gonna call it an excuse, because I did a bad thing, so these bad things won't happen. Don't you see how it's tainted already? You can't do that. Well, I killed him so he won't kill everybody else. But you killed him. You did it with killing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I didn't see that as a race thing. I saw that as like a grand scheme of things, not just people. Like, I'm gonna call it people, but not their people. You know, everybody as a whole.
Well, first off, we didn't even have to kill him.
I'll give you that, but I might have overlooked it because of the simple nature of it.
Well, again, I
Say the same thing
I didn't say they did it well. The guy, like, he
Say the
was
same
right.
thing about money.
He was
What
right
giving
as
money?
far as Killmonger saying specific things about like singling out people as far as like our people are poor. Like, he was right about that. I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about this moment. So you were saying as far as I didn't really see that. I'm like, that moment you didn't see that.
I probably overlooked
It doesn't matter if it wasn't good or not. It was there. You know?
All right.
It's tough because it was pretty. I thought that was
then
like.
you could just say it.
This is what I saw. I saw like, oh, Marvel's like, we're gonna make this matter, and I don't give a fuck if you didn't do good or not. Like, at least it's there. They slowed it down. It could have been like, I'm going back and just it's just. He's like, no, wait a minute. Why? Why did you do that? And there's that moment where he's like, it's not right. So that's why.
All right.
Again,
you're right. You're right, but I'd say for some reason I don't want to be like a dick about it. It just sounds so simple that I just overlooked it.
You're not being dick. You're calling it overly simplistic because it is. It's very simplistic. It's not. You're not being a dick. Being a dick is like, well, they tried. I'm like, no, they fucking. If they tried, like.
Hey, what happened to the big screen we had down here?
The TV.
Yeah.
I decided not to bring it.
Why?
Because I didn't feel like carrying it.
No, we don't need to watch anything. Unless we just want to watch ourselves.
On the big screen, though.
Anyways, let's go on to.
What are we on right now?
Let's go to storytelling.
Oh. Okay. How would you like to break that down?
There was some good storytelling that led to a empty conclusion. I won't say empty, but just a.
Left a void for you.
The whole, trials that the hero has to go through to become this guy.
Trials and tribulations.
Nah, just trials.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's kind of like Hercules. Like, oh, you have
You can
God
call it that,
blood.
but I just say trials.
Well, there's
It
trials.
doesn't matter which way. It's still tests. That's what you call it. Call it tests if you want. Call them quizzes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like Hercules, the cartoon movie. Like, even though he had God blood, like in order for him to become a god again, he'd had to be a hero, and like to be a hero, he actually had to want to save people or something, like something meaningful. It was like something deep.
Well, they need something more than powers to be a hero.
Yeah. So for like
Which Marvel
this,
seems
for like
to skip
this,
all the time.
yeah, Marvel skipped it. Like it was just like, oh, you got to win this, and I don't think it was. Yeah, and it was like Bloodline too. It's like, oh, you're part of the Bloodline, and you have to win this. Like they threw in there like, oh, a different clan member can come over here and fight you and get the title, but yeah, you get the first dibs because you're from the royal throne threshold, and all you have to do is win.
I believe he stepped up as a nominee, right? And then everyone else is like, because he was already a Black Panther. He was already the Black Panther, so.
It was somewhat like a ceremonial thing as far as, okay, it's that time again. Who wants to step up?
Yeah.
And everyone decided no, except that one group that seems to be neglected.
That group.
Where it's like, again,
But
I can
another
get
thing-
into that just really quick. It's like, why? It's whatever. It's just really them. You're not gonna give me a reason why they're neglected, really.
So who are all those different clans? Like those clans are not part of that city, obviously.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Well, consider it like it's like a hidden nation or whatever the fuck. You know what
So
I mean?
how come that one group can just be completely different?
Exiled in a way?
Oh, they're exiled? They
Well,
didn't explain.
I
well,
think they
I mean,
chose to be like that.
They're like separated. If you see all the other like we call it tribes.
They all came together.
Well, it's not they're all it's not they're all together. It's just like they're all like similar in some type of ways, even if they look a little bit different, look very colorful. These guys came in with like specific tribal painting on them.
I think these guys were considered like a healthy version of what Killmonger wanted to do.
Like a rebel.
That instead of like, we're going to wage war on your whole fucking shit, they're like, we're just going to live over here. We don't want to be a part of this type of shit.
Yeah. I'd call it like a healthy,
Killmonger would have been like, we're going to invade here and take over all this shit. We're going to make them think like the way we think. Type shit.
Even though there's major hypocrisy, yeah.
Didn't you love how they like use white folk as American? Like, oh, Americans. It's like there's black people that are American too.
Well, they call Dr. Dre American.
Which one was Dr. Dre?
You didn't see him, look just like Dr. Dre. That shit was funny. He was at the bar and like the poker, like
Yeah.
So he's like, that was Dr. Dre. I'm like, oh shit, with a fade. Fuck.
Wow. I guess I missed it.
With a fade.
But I'm like, they didn't have to like do that. Like, we have cool black people in America. Like, you're making fun of cool Americans.
Well, I'm not really following you.
I think it's just a quippy joke.
But they said it like 3 times.
So this movie's made by like Americans and shit. Like Americans.
So who would film this to make it better than Americans?
I wouldn't call it like a white thing.
It's just a quippy joke, I think. I don't think they're
like Africans
not
have to.
anything serious.
Like Africans have to direct it for it to be good.
No.
No, they're Americans that made this movie. The star of the movie's American. He played Jackie Robinson.
James Brown. Football player.
Get out.
First guy to win Heisman Trophy.
Jim Brown?
First, I think.
No,
Jim Brown was like a football player.
Well, the first black male to win the Heisman Trophy.
No, he didn't play that, did he? Who cares?
Well, nonetheless. Yeah.
I would say, just Americans.
Chris?
Other than Get Out. He's British.
Why do you call him Get Out? Man.
He's British.
I call him Chris. You're like, yeah, I think Get Out. It's like, damn. Oh, okay. I didn't know he's British. Fuck, man.
I think.
Saying it. Savage.
I think. I'm sure Lupita's.
Jeez.
Storytelling, right? Storytelling.
Oh God. It's like forever. You know him as Get Out.
It's British.
I want revenge for my family. Get out.
No, it's like he's typecast.
Get out.
He's typecast every movie. Like he watch. He becomes fucking like Game of Thrones. Instead of it's too old, it's Get Out.
Someone's gonna steal that. Anyway.
Now if we hop on that shit first class,
That's gonna be our title. Get Out.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, obviously, he's like an American star.
Oh yeah, fuck. I forget that. Yeah.
Angela Bassett, Sterling K. Brown. That dude's like rich now from the other TV show.
Yeah.
This Is Us. That show was like super popular. I don't know why.
Yeah, all I can say is
it's emotional. That's why. Alright, what else? Storytelling. Once again, I don't like. The villain's origin's okay, but there should be something more of that.
Okay, that's it.
There should be something more of that. They should have went off on a whole thing, like the papers that Killmonger finds. He's like, "Don't you? I told you not to go to my stuff." It's like, go ahead, read it. It should have been. There should have been a montage of him reading pages and pages and pages of his dad's thoughts until it's ingrained in his mind to be that way. Of
like to me, I was
look at how society treats us.
I thought it was gonna be
Not
something
like Wakanda.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something more geared towards the hypocrisy of what's it called, Wakanda. The hidden, like kind of like what do you call it, El Dorado type of like hidden city. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should have looked at it as
here's the thing.
As the king, like this guy's laying the orders down.
Yeah, I'm calling it
everyone else is innocent.
I'm calling
this guy. Let me take over.
It's weird because he views himself as the hero in a weird way.
Yeah, I know. If
you're gonna go towards that, that's how you gotta build this guy as. Not where he's just straight up like, I'm an agent of chaos. It's, I'm doing the right thing. This is what's right. Oppression's happening all over the world. and we're gonna ship like all these like tools and materials out, so they can rise up. And it's
Instead, oppression's so bad, I'm gonna join the CIA, the Navy SEAls, and we're gonna fix it. Nah.
He's
Nah.
talking about how many people he's killed. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, I killed them. I'm like, what? You killed innocent people?
So I don't believe you, man. I don't believe this villain.
It's like,
Yeah, I can't see him doing it.
this place, like these people from A attacked us, so we'll invade this B country.
If you're gonna have a
Nothing
villain,
to do with it.
if you're gonna have a villain that has such a crazy storyline going on, then he should be, crazy. Straight up, he should be a crazy person. He shouldn't be like an intellectual looking sounding.
Well, how is he?
I'm an idealist.
How is he able to be independent from his CIA whatever group? Like, how can he just do this without other CIA people watching out, looking at him?
He went rogue.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
They let him go rogue in order to assassinate people and overthrow fucking government.
So they have no way. They have no
said that to
means.
you in the
They have
theater.
no means to communicate with him. Like nobody's like watching
He's
him
off the
around
grid.
the world.
I think he has to be so covert that they don't even know.
Well, think of it like this.
Except for like upper
Remember
levels,
the
maybe.
Economic Hitman thing where we watched? Remember that?
Yeah.
Think of it like that, in a way. Except it's like kind of like this. It's like, hey buddy, this is how you use a phone, this is how you use a wallet. All right, sit back, watch this. That's kind of good.
They can't let anyone know that they're working for the same team. So it has to go rogue towards like, yeah, this fucking crazy guy did that shit. And behind your back, he's slipping them a paycheck and shit. Like that.
Where do you think he paid for that nice ass jacket from the '90s? I was expecting some windbreakers about to be worn, but I didn't see it.
He only wears glasses in that one scene. It's like, what? But yeah, they made him a non-psychopathic murderer, and he has no.
Yeah, remember he was like kissing the
emotional-
girl and they're smiling and shit in like
Yeah,
the
he
back
shoots
seat.
her.
And then he just shoots her like, oh, no big deal.
And I don't
like-
see any emotional scars except for his dad dying, which is not enough. I
No.
don't see that as enough to go on a murder spree.
Like, how do you wait till you're like 26 or whatever
Well,
to
sure.
go?
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't
No,
see
he's
enough
already done
as far as I get. Look, this is the reason why he's like this. It's like, not good enough.
He should have been reading an entire, almost novel size.
Like that. Like even like they could. Even though they made it like really quick, they showed transition from him being a child.
Yeah.
That was interesting, but nonetheless, him being a child and reading, going through his shit, like going back, taking it like what do you call it, the quilt, or whatever the fuck that thing was, off the wall, and like getting his books and his things and going through them. You could have had it like kind of fast, but somewhat meaningful. Like it's just this necklace, you know,
This is
Lettering,
the symbol.
language,
Necklace.
and then somewhat script cursive type of.
Map.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah, a map to get to the place. Like, how did he know how to get there?
Oh, with Claw, he's like, I need you to take me to Wakanda or something like that, right? And he made it seem like he needed him alive to actually bring him there.
No, he just needed him.
He's like, I don't.
It was already implied.
No, hold on. And he's like, you don't want to go there or something like that, right? Then
Yeah,
say,
they don't-
Yeah, they do this to you. Like,
No,
look at my
he's
skin.
considered an outsider, but then when he shows him like,
Okay, but I thought he needed Claw to get there as far as finding the location of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And the
They
next,
made it seem that way, but then he just kills him.
and then
well, it's a big hole they leave. You know.
And then all of a sudden,
It's like how do you know?
all of a sudden he's in Wakanda.
It's like how do you know?
Yeah.
And how the
Yeah, like-
the fucking
yeah, because there's supposed to be like a barrier around it, right?
What, Matt?
in the book
Then why would he ask Claw in the first place?
he needs him.
Needs his
Going over. But how would he know? You know what I mean?
So he let them get all the way up to the plane where they could have went
I
sideways.
didn't write the story.
Kills his girlfriend. Lets his girlfriend get taken and kills her too.
Look,
So-
if they're building him as a psychopath, then he probably wouldn't give a fuck in the first place. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he would have known this,
I don't think they built
but
him.
he
as
views him
like
as this.
crying in
Yeah.
portions of the movie.
Look at this. It's like, you don't shed a tear. His dad's like, you don't shed a tear for me. And he's like, everybody dies. I was like, damn, what's gonna? Okay.
He's crying as he says that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But and then you see the fake ass tear. Anyway, it's weird. It's like how they didn't really explain well. How did you know? How did you know how the fuck to get there? And how did you know that this guy was gonna help you or win over like one of the tribe leaders?
Yeah, he just happened to be there.
Yeah.
The tribe leader guy just happens to be in this
I'm
field.
not, how do you feel about this guy? So, here you go. I lend you a hand.
Well,
He's like on their wanted list, like on, oh yeah, we're on Siberia's, like this is the list. Or, I don't know.
You offered a helping hand.
also Black Panther saw the guy who broke through the wall. Like he shot at him, like, then he shot the grenade.
I was trying to explain to you, like,
He saw the outfit, and Killmonger showed up in Wakanda with that same outfit on.
yeah.
The only difference was he had that fucking mask on.
Yeah.
So there's little plot holes here.
And you figure
Not plot
out,
holes,
you figure out he only has like two,
silliness.
he only has 2 outfits. Days go on, but I have 3 pairs of these jeans exactly. I felt
He was really comfortable around them too. Like he could have killed him at,
Well, yeah.
him at any time.
overall, like, story, right? So
Yeah.
it's too lopsided, you know, as far as
It's too weak of a story.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like central focal points surrounding like a specific area where it's not enough, then everything else somewhat crumbles around it.
Well, alright, they did all this favoritism towards keeping it like a hero tone,
Yeah.
even some comedy in there.
Yeah.
And they did that so much that the important things that a hero should have a part of his like repertoire as a character,
Yeah.
they didn't come about because he didn't develop the villain enough to where he's setting this tone to where like, oh fuck, he's got to step it up to balance it out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at some point overcome. But it wasn't.
It was unfair for me to like wish this was rated R. That would never
Even
happen.
the villain's argument is simple at best.
I wouldn't even call it simple. I'd call it incomplete. It's like very.
Give it to rebels and then they'll take over and then we'll own all the nations.
It's very
and then-
broad. It's very broad. Like if we're gonna look at that, his argument as far as why he's doing it, it's like
Like, I'm the last king. Burn all the other plants or whatever.
so you like it's like weird. So and again, he might give like a justification why he did it. It's like so you partake because you know this is wrong. Join the CIA, join Iraq.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same thing as like it's like underground empire where colonialism and toppling governments, setting up regimes and whatnot, knocking down regimes, setting up like a puppet leader. Nonetheless, it's what he wants.
He's working for the people that fuck his people up.
Yeah.
As far as the people he's talking about, like
Oh yeah.
poor people and shit around the world.
He's like, I killed people, I'm like, and you killed people that you wanted to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again-
he was supposed to be the one guy.
Dude, there's no
yeah,
one on
Claw. Claw would have been. Yeah.
He has
Claw.
no one on his team.
Right.
He's willing to hurt whatever Wakandans won't follow his fucking orders.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Like he basically, what I was thinking is if he could keep Claw alive and bring him there, and then get the throne of power, and then like he has some kind of agreement with Claw, and then Claw distributes all this stuff to all the people Claw knows, like all the the mercenary people that Claw knows. That's his connection. But it's like, no, I'm a CIA guy, and I kill people, but yeah, I know the connects.
Well, it just seems.
That's yeah.
Well, it just
So I
seems-
was thinking he was going to deceive them and keep Claw alive because they're they're buddies. Everybody's laughing. The girlfriend's there. Yeah. We're
I mean,
all
I
friends,
thought he would have him around for a necessary evil just to get what he wants. not
Well, that would have
so-
gave us good development, I think. A little bit, and maybe not like a 10 or 8 at a time.
I thought
but
he-
I
maybe
think the
like,
mistakes happened beforehand.
right. It could catch up to it.
That was more of a, how do we get him to Wakanda and make it far enough to be in front of the king? Oh, he has this guy with him.
Again, Game of Thrones. Attach this message to the crow. Not even like 5 seconds. It appears. Here's the message. It's like, we just send a text.
Fold it into a paper football.
The Targaryens
Oh,
got the message.
It said Casterly Rock.
No. You tie the message on the crow. It gets sent,
Oh my
right?
God.
Crow comes back. It's not with a message, but it says like a notification on it. Says sent. It doesn't show like the time of day. It shows the picture of a sundial that it was sent.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said. Oh my God.
Alright.
Sent.
Yeah. pretty bad.
Let's get the overall grades.
Didn't we already do that?
No. Oh yeah, we kind of did, but
Oh.
scrap.
Let's do it again for
scrap that.
spoilers.
Alright.
Overall grade for overall
This
as a movie.
part will be a soliloquy, meaning it's just one person and they're going by themselves, giving a grade and their reason why.
Alright.
Who wants to go first? You're up.
Here's the dunce pen.
Should I do like a
The
cool
dunce
graphic? You say your number and it's like 65.
Let me see. It's gonna be like, all right. So this is how it's gonna happen. No, that's gonna happen. All right. Let's walk it around. You can go.
You're gonna be like this, and the number's gonna float out of the screen.
No, it's gonna be like 68. It's gonna be like giving birth. It's gonna be like just palming it. Oh man, it's tough, man.
Somebody's ticket.
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10, right? Is that what we're doing? Right?
Yeah,
A
1 out of
1.
10.
Whoa,
I
that's
said
pretty
1 out
low.
of 10. I mean, I can't imagine what a 0 is.
1 through 10.
Okay.
The Room is a 1.
I haven't seen it yet.
I gave you. Alright, come.
Your reason might be different
Focus.
from the movie.
Alright, focus. Here we go.
I'm gonna give it a 5.8, and this is why I'm having it really low.
Oh, it went up 8 points. Okay.
It went down by 2.
No, you were at 5 before, remember?
I said 5.8, and it went from a 6, I think.
This part is a soliloquy where one person's talking.
I don't know what soliloquy means.
It means one person's talking.
Gee. He has a ruler. Anyway,
Shakespeare.
5.8, and the reason why I have it so low is it's tough because even though they did very well as far as I might call it magnifying away or like building up the good guy. Having that said, it's like they could be posing aside the villain. You know, it was so bad. Just in general, it's like, God. Oh, God. All right, let me try this. The story.
Your time's up.
Endless here. Following the pace of the story in general, right? Following the pace of the story in general, it's okay. The points, like the specific parts in the story where it's supposed to be slowed down, focused upon, and trying to understand what it means as far as either whether it's a hero or villain, whether it's a message that's going to be translated beyond the movie itself. It's either little to none. There's nothing there really, other than.
Damn, you hit like everything.
Well, not really. Not
Now
yet.
I got nothing to say.
Other than like simplistic points, which are very commonly said, but when you get down to like kind of like the meat of it in a way. Many people may not truly understand what the end result or end goal of it. You know, as far as yeah, people are being oppressed. It's like, okay, what do you feel about that? How do you feel? It's like not expanded upon really. I'm not gonna say people don't do that, but it's like if someone said, yeah, it's racism. Well, what is that? Are you sure? Broad statement right there. Well, what is it?
Like they didn't have newspapers or some kind of
Well, not
stuff on the
necessarily.
computer. Like they didn't show that the characters did their research on why they think these people are struggling.
Well, it's not that.
It's his turn.
Okay.
Trying to help.
No, you're fine, man. So that was like not necessarily like the pace was fine. The story itself, I'm reading on paper, I'd be okay with it because or if it's just a book, it could be like a short story. If I'm reading it, I'm projecting what I want to see, what moments that I believe are like very important in general. You know, when he tells him when she tells him Black Panther, what kind of king do you want to be, or I don't know. I'm not gonna quote her, but you understand what I'm saying? I do that as like a big important part, or it should be, and whatever's surrounding it.
I would go more with it should be. I didn't see it as like.
Well, again, I'm reading it here. You know what I mean? On paper.
He's the only one talking. Come on.
Oh. So, but no, that's not important. The important part is him being in the snow and the visuals, really, rather than like specific dialogue. It's not focused upon. Even so it's tough, man, because the story's okay. Would I say it's great? No, not really. But it's good enough. Meaning, there's like kind of no excuse. You can't really say it's a bad story on paper, in my opinion. There's too much room for symbolism. There's too much room for a message that can transcend the movie itself, or even if it was on paper. Too much room.
Dude, try not to do that.
Or you're gonna fuck the mic up. The mic will go. I put my phone down. It sounded like a pipe bomb just dropped. And I heard it again. The only things I really liked out of this, just wrapping it up, was the parts in which it was slowed down and how it looked. But it ruined it for me completely because it wasn't used properly. It wasn't utilized properly as far as if a character was trying to mean something, or a message is trying to be like told. It's like little to none. I didn't see it. And comparing it to everything else, it's kind of shitty. And even like, I'm not even gonna focus on the comedy shit because like there was parts where I found like funny, kind of like sarcastically, where it's kind of like a really type of thing. The only part I really liked was funny when she fucking flies out of the fucking car. She's like, it's like,
I didn't see that coming. That's why I laughed.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I didn't really even laugh out loud. It's just, oh, that's funny.
That's what I think.
I would label that as funny.
That's why I have it.
Yeah, because it was early in the movie, so I was like, maybe actually they'll kill this character, and that turns to Black Panther to go like different, darker route. But she just was just like like still in the seat. So I was like, okay, this is how the movie's gonna go. I understand the whole rest. I don't have to see any more. I pretty much know what's gonna happen.
I didn't see her dying there, but anyways, you want to go or me?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm going to stick with my 6.5 rating. Storytelling, it was what I expected, honestly. I didn't think it was going to be too much better. I didn't think they did enough to make Black Panther to be amped up as a hero. Definitely likable. The tone of the characters, like we said, doesn't really meet certain scenes. But then on the other scale, there were a couple scenes that were pretty good. Like when he's in the afterlife. Obviously, they made it look really damn cool. But as far as the interaction goes, I would rather go back in time, like you said, like something like The Lion King, like that kind of conversation with Simba and Mufasa, like that. To me, made that movie a little better, and like the dialogue he had with his dad in this movie, the Black Panther, like it was disappointing. Also, like they made it a little too much James Bondy for me. Like it just wasn't like original. It was just like I was watching. You know how?
What do you mean is James Bondy?
All the high tech gear like nobody else has. Our agency is so much superior than anyone else around the world. Forget about Russia. Forget about China. Forget about others agencies in the U.S. It's just like
they have vibranium, right? No one else has.
That's their explanation for everything.
But this is why I'm saying it's like James Bondy, like because James Bond, the people he works for, his agency. These are all high-tech new stuff that nobody else knows. Nobody else has access to. It's like, all right, okay, sure. That's so believable. No. So that's why it kind of lost me a little bit. Like, fuck, now you got me off track. Like you said, the villains, I didn't really like them. I didn't really like that the one guy was very laughing so much, and there's like nothing to laugh about.
Claw?
Claw, sorry. I don't know the name of the characters. Claw and the cousin. Yeah. Like the Claw guy, like they tried to make it seem like he was going to be the main villain, but I could already tell he wasn't the main villain. But I would have liked a reason why he was so in a good mood. Why was he in a good mood everywhere he went? Like if you got a guy with those kind of tattoos and those kind of muscles and he's supposed to be like this guy that's just like the main guy, you know, like the main man. Oh, I can just get a kiss from this Chinese chick and go into this place like I'm the shit mercenary. Like, what? You're not nervous at all? Like you, like people are out for you. Like, I don't know. What I'm getting at is like they didn't do enough for the character. So then I'm just supposed to believe. Probably like what was it, like an hour into the movie, like this cousin's actually the main villain. So anything you did up to that point with the Claw character doesn't help me understand what this guy is. And then in the meantime, they're giving us.
Yeah, he was. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh no! What were you saying?
He was a plot device.
Yeah.
He's the character that made the plot keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not brought to Wakanda by Killmonger, then the story might find a little slowdown point.
Right.
Speed bump.
Which, I mean, that could have been okay.
It might stop the story period.
Yeah.
He's gotta follow Killmonger if he doesn't have Claw with him.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the plot up to that point, it's like, all right, we know Black Panther is the king now. He had his image with his dad, you know, like, he's okay at heart now. He got his last word. He said, I missed you, and cried a little bit, you know. So, like, all that's happening over an hour time. Like, we get to see his girlfriend, his main chick that's, like, of his royal guards. And like, that, like, oh, here's this guy that my dad was supposed to, like, kill and bring in all these years ago. So, you know, up to an hour in the movie, we don't really understand who the main villain is. And the main villain is, once we're introduced, like, let's say, like, it's a race, right? So, like, the end race is, like, right here. Here's the good guy, bad guy. So, good guy's, like, all the way over here. And then all of a sudden, we just found out about the villain. So, by the time the middle part of the movie goes by, I would say the villain's about, like, here. And the good guy's over here. And then by the time the movie to the end, there's no way he's going to catch up to... You know, so like the Batman and Joker were at the same level the whole time of the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Sort of. Might disagree with the other one because it seemed like Michael B. Jordan swung out and ahead of him, right? He became king like that. Beat the shit out of him.
No. I meant development.
The what?
Development of the character.
Oh, okay.
So we have all this understanding now. This is a backstory of the Black Panther. So we have that understanding, and he's gradually going along, and we understand him more and more and more and more. We understand him all the way out here. But then here's the villain all of a sudden. So how does this villain, an hour into the movie, how does he help this character progress to us as the fans for movies to come to understand what the Black Panther is all about?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They didn't explain.
Instead, it just made it...
Not enough from the film.
It just made it seem like, okay, well, this guy just came out of left field and he just wanted to make the movie about him and use the Black Panther's powers for himself. And I don't see how that helps the plot at all. Like, you know, instead of helping the main character be an underling of the main character and be a backstory for the main character because they're cousins and help him for the future to understand what the Black Panther's all about, he just made it seem like, all right, that's Black Panther's powers, and I wanted those powers, and I've been jealous all this time, and now it's all about me now. And I want to just wreck shit up because I'm psycho. Blah, blah, blah. So how does that help the main guy? It doesn't. So that's my logic. I don't think it's a good movie. You know, like as far as a Marvel movie goes, yeah, it was a good movie. But as my all-time favorite top movies.
No. You could throw in. You gave it a 6.5, right? Overall.
Overall, in a
What's
Marvel,
your grade?
my Marvel grade is 8 because in a Marvel universe, it was pretty original. But I don't want to get into like every part of why I think it's original because then that'll take up a lot of time.
Do this instead. Name. How many Marvel movies are out?
There's probably like 25.
Which ones are above that? Above Black Panther? As far as what you think is a good movie?
Avengers 2, the first Iron Man, the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I don't know if that counts in this universe. It doesn't, right?
That's not MCU. No.
All right. Yeah, I would rather watch the latest Thor movie, even though there wasn't much to it. That one was just fun. But oh wait, I have to
Thor
go by good
Ragnarok.
movies. Yeah, I have to go by good movies.
Well, those movies you placed above this one that you just saw, they're like, I picked these over this one.
Yeah. Okay. So Thor Ragnarok and like the Captain America, the first one. So I got Captain
First
America.
Avenger.
No. There was a Captain America movie backstory, and then there's Avenger.
No, just Captain America First Avenger, Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War.
No, the first Captain America wasn't the Avengers movie.
No, the name of it is First Avenger, I think.
Oh yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't like him, so I wouldn't know.
So
There's a little bit in there.
So out of like 20 movies or so, I'd pick it like number 6 or 7 on that list. So I'm saying like, that grade is like an 80.
Okay.
So I would still pick it in my like top 10 movies. Oh, you know, I'm bored. Let me watch a Marvel movie. It would probably be up there in one of the closer to the top 5. But you know,
I hear you saying.
okay, your turn.
My overall grade for this movie is a 7.1. Not enough in the fucking zone. The hero story, sort of unique. I would say unique within the Marvel universe, but not so interesting outside of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, exactly.
So as a movie, it doesn't really. Speaking of Marvel and Disney, too much of that shit. A lot of jokiness. Not enough depth within good and evil. Those aren't played with each other. They don't play with them enough. And, dive really deep into them, because then if they did, they'd have to dive into what evil is, and they don't want that on their nice, clean, pretty
it's
Disney.
like no, we're all nice guys, even though we're
Granted,
kinda,
they could they could go there and acquire their form, but they did some weird shit to make the movie look dark. Like the main, Killmonger just murders people, just you're dead without really
He
feeling
slit
it.
someone's throat, and I was like,
oh yeah, the one
Shot his
woman. That's
girl.
right.
Right in the face.
oh yeah,
So I'm gonna shoot you in the face. To get this guy.
yeah.
You're just, means to an end. But yeah, I predict this movie's gonna be like a sort of highly rated among the public early on. Then over time, it's just gonna sink and sink. And be like, someone's gonna stumble upon The Godfather and be like, "What the fuck was this shit?" We considered this a great movie at the time. We gave these 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
Then they watch The Godfather and they're like, "Oh fuck, this is another level. This is I don't know, Rousey meeting home." Like,
Jeez.
oh fuck,
Damn.
something else exists, but
Oh, I would've
besides-
Fuck, dude.
If you want to like say something like really back, be like, yeah, it's like when Hoist Gracie fought Matt Hughes. Yeah, it didn't go so well.
I don't even know the fight.
Basically, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but
It's my turn. Nah, God. I thought it was one of those like easy open tabs.
god.
Oh, did you want me to? I'll do it.
Nah.
Alright.
Fuck.
I like the go kart ones that just flip off like
Yeah.
that. Sort of like some of the jokes in this movie. It's just
Wrestling jiu-jitsu, but someone got elbowed to death.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
jokey comedy tone
He's like,
through plenty of
it's
this.
like Killmonger or whatever the fuck. He's like, what's up? It's like,
That wasn't that bad, but I think the audience.
dude, that was bad.
I think these audiences are already conditioned
Yeah, they loved it.
to think laugh first. They're already in that, so.
Yeah, definitely with Deadpool.
Only thing that means like deep and impactful to them is death. Like, oh, this is serious. Someone died.
Wait, look, not only, but it's like when
No,
I
like
saw
a shown
when I
death.
saw some like fucked up stuff happen, or even like a joke that wasn't funny, or it was kind of like a moment. People were like, yeah, and I was just like, I'm just sitting back like, what?
I have to throw in one more thing.
What?
Why have the villain have all those cool scars and not doing anything with it? Like that could have did something to
Those are his kills.
Okay, well, they could have went somewhere with that. I mean, that's something very visual that's really cool.
They just made him, oh, he's bad, rather than giving depth to the character to realize these are all the people I killed.
Okay, well,
talking about a story and how I feel shitty about it, so I scar myself because how shitty I feel. I do all this.
Well, this is where I'm thinking with that. Like,
I don't care if they did it
that.
or it's
I'm just saying.
better storytelling.
I'm just saying, like, he did this to himself because he could have been part of the royal family for a long time. I gotta go to the bathroom. But like,
I thought you were like, listen here.
No, but like, if he put all those scars, to himself because like he really hated that he had this bloodline and that could have been his royal crown and blah 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 blah, and there was his way of like, you know, some kind of storyline like that.
I like the idea of him feeling shitty about killing people, so he's like, I have to scar myself.
It's like punishing myself for my sins type of thing. You know, they don't really go like you said. So yeah, I'm surprised. Kind of surprised your ratings kind of
High?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's not that high. 7.1.
For me, that's like a
I
C.
zoom in on decimals.
That's like a C.
Those are huge.
For me, that's like a